Episode 4 of the aluminium Mercedes Gullwing build. Today, we're going to be tackling those damn sills that I've been speaking about in the other videos. Talk. That's all I've been doing when it comes to them. Once that's done, going to move it a little bit further up, fulcrum bend that, and possibly start jumping on the front of the car. Check it out. Boom, boom, boom. Happy days. A new day, the same gullwing. Today, we're going to start by hopping on the sills. So this is the lower sill that I've broken into two sections. You might be asking yourself, wow, that's a bit silly. Now you've got one long weld you have to planish. But I started by making it in one, and it's such a tight radius on the lowest section, and then it goes to such a mild radius as it goes up, that as I started putting shape and bending the lower section, it would pull the biggest hollow you would ever imagine further up and in the radius itself. So that way I couldn't go and wheel, and I'd have to do all the work with hammer and dolly anyway to bring up all the lows and the waves that it was causing. So I decided to split it into, weld it, push it through the wheel. That'll clean up 90% of the weld, and then from there just go with hammer and dolly, sort it out. Is this the right way? Don't know. Is this going to give me an excellent result? 100%. So we've got the lower sill here. I've broken it up into two pieces. How I started this, the lower piece, and it's got a little slight bend running just above the flat. So what I did is I shrunk each end a little bit in the air cold, just nipped it 1 2 1 2, blocked the center a little bit, wheeled it smooth, fulcrum bended it, saw hey, needs a bit more shape, gave it another pass on the wheel, back and forth, got the shape I was looking for. There we go, fulcrum bent it to exactly how I want. Then went up, brought the upper section through the wheel, just gave it a little bit of shape, fulcrum bended it through the rubber wheel, and now we're gonna stick them on the buck, trim them to size, weld, wheel, planish, done day. Just about a 5mm overlap on these panels now. So all I'm going to do now is take my lower sill, put it on top of the top one, push it up into place, and then wham bam, happy days. Stick a clamp on it so it can't move. Now when I scrub it, I know, yes, please, thank you, that's its place. Not 2mm up, not 2mm down. That's where it gets scrubbed, that's where it gets cut, that's where it lines up. Just like that. Shabam, so I have my panel cleat coated and clamped in place now. All I'm going to do is draw another line before I scribe it, and then cut extremely close to this line, but a little bit longer. Then from there, I'll come, scribe it, cut it exactly on my scribe line. Then I know, sweet, the panel is going to fit exactly how I want it. The problem is when you have a little bit of overlay, your panel is being pushed outwards, so your scribe line can be lying to you, and often is. So you want as little overlap as possible when you're scribing your panels. We trimmed it to have a somewhat consistent 5mm overlap. And now, clamped in place, cleat goes in place. All we can do is take our scribe and go and scribe a nice deep line that we can visually see. Also, what you want to do in scribing is you don't want to hold the scriber straight and then at a 45 and a 20 degree and 30 degree or 90 or whatever, then we're going to change and the line's going to become wavy and our panel's not going to fit up. We want to hold it at one angle and just pull that angle the whole way through. So what I like to do is push my scribe up, down into the corner so I know it's exactly where I want it to be. And then there we go. If I need to go back, I can go back. And if I push it up in the corner, I can see, hey, I joined that scribe line exactly where I left off. If you don't join it exactly where you left off, you know something's wrong. Go back, check again. Was I moving the scribe? Did the panel move? Something, somewhat, somewhere, somehow changed. Which isn't the end of the world, but it's just going to spend hours more when it comes to cleaning your weld. It has to be pretty damn accurate. I don't like going with the grinder because if you do a little bit of a wave, then you half a mil in or half a mil out, and it's just very, very difficult to cut exact. With the hand shears, you just go and we can cut slowly and precisely on our line exactly how we want it. So let's get to it. It might seem a little bit overdramatic what I'm doing, trying to be so precise on cutting it where I'm going to weld. But if you have to weld half a mil gap in the middle and no gap on the ends, that's going to play games with you and you are going to be planishing that welds, for me, 3 hours more. Whereas if I've got a consistent gap along the whole panel, it's a consistent pace I'm planishing at, put it through the wheel, it does the majority of the work, where we have to stretch and shrink a lot more in certain places because your fit up was not good. It's terrible, don't do it. Take the time, it's going to save you time. We have cut with the shear now. All I'm going to do, go with the file and just break off all the little highs, file it nice and smooth. I'm not taking away maybe 1/10 of material, possibly the most. Then I'm going to go deburr both sides nice, get to welding. Cut, filed, deburred, time to check up fitment. So fit up is sweet. What we can do now, grab a little bit of acetone, old lappy, new lappy, not old lappy, and just wipe down where you're going to weld. Just gives you the best chance of a decent weld. Aluminium is very fussy. It likes to be extremely, extremely clean. So try use clean gloves, not like I'm going to, and clean where you're going to weld, and your filler rod. Now to the filler rods. I like to use off the shear filler rods instead of off the shelf. So I just grab a piece of old scrap, go to the shear, clean it, chop a couple out, make them square. There we go, wham bam, free filler rods. So what I'll do is cut it just so I have a nice edge. And I'm going to clean my piece of scrap just so that it's easier to clean the filler rods, even better for a good clean end result. Go, acetone, wipe my scrap down. Bazinga and chop. Got a couple good ones, a couple scrap ones. They go to the bin. Good ones get a clean and then weld. Third time lucky. Acetone on a clean lappy or rag. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Put it aside and you just go through the pile so that while you're welding, you don't have to clean them then. They are clean and ready to weld. So what I have now is a panel tacked in a couple places, pulled, warped all over the place, but now it's overlapped a little bit in a couple areas. So what I'm going to do, take it off, grind the backside completely flush, the top side somewhat consistent, and then just do a couple passes in the wheel straight through from one side to the other. All that's going to do is stretch it tacks, get rid of that overlay, and then we'll put a couple more tacks in between that, and just repeat that process over and over until we've got a tack every 15, 20, 30 mils, and then blast holding with a weld and planish it. So we can see now it's pulled a little bit of a hollow everywhere we've tacked it from the panels overlaying, but that's not a problem. We've ground the backside 100% flush from the tacks. The top side we've left a little bit more material. That way, when we wheel it, we're stretching the tacks and not the base material itself. Gonna do that till it's nice and flush, then chuck a couple more tacks on there. So we're not trying to stretch the base material now. Like I said, we're trying to stretch just the tacks. So we can see, I can put my panel in sideways. It's not stretching the material. I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna wheel over the tacks. There we go, wham bam. Stretching those tacks out just slightly. I'm gonna go through. Because I'm not stretching the base material yet, I can go back and forth and it's not an issue. As soon as I up the pressure a little bit and start stretching the base material, I won't be able to go back and forth, because then all I'll be doing is causing a ha. Now we go up with the pressure a little bit. Still not enough pressure to stretch a base material, but we'll be stretching the tacks out a little bit more. We have all the tacks now planished somewhat. The backside's ground completely flush. Now the tops, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go grind them all completely flush also and hit them with a file. All we want is consistency. So we don't want any material that's much thicker or much thinner than this base material. Otherwise, we've got to put a little bit more heat when we're going over a tack and then back it off again and more and back. You got to do enough of that already. So we just want it as consistent as possible. So we try to get all our tacks to the same thickness as the material. Tacked, planished, tacked, planished, tacked, planished, tacked, planished. Clean with the acetone. Now we're going to weld her up. So I don't hate all of the weld. Most of it turned out all right. Yeah, happy with it. Just one spot we can see over here where we blew a hole previously tacking it on the wood and some dirt and nonsense got in there. So we're just going to grind that away, weld it from the back side, weld it from the front again, and happy days. So if we have a look at the back side here, there was only 2 spots that were questionable. The rest, 100% penetration. I'm happy with it. Grind it all away, grind the top side away. planish it. Wham, bam, shabam, happy days. Another panel done and dusted for the most part. Still have to run a joggle, and once the joggles run a little lows and highs. There'll be some waves I'm going to leave in there for now. That's where we're at. Shabam! Let's grind this weld down. So I've ran out of small abrasive discs at the moment, and I want to grind the top side so I can finish this panel. So all I'm going to do, a little bit of soap, Bazinga, just hit it with a file. The reason I don't want to go with the small 3-inch disc grinder is I don't want to make it low and then have to fill that. So hopefully this way I won't do it. So what I'm going to do now is just wheel all the way through the weld, starting one side, wheel through, other side. Then I'm going to up the pressure a little bit, do the same thing again. Up the pressure a little bit, do the same thing again. Just repeat that process. That way I'm not making a ha, but I'm stretching the weld out. So we can see there's a couple of waves running towards the center of the panel here. That's not a problem. Once we trim this down, we're going to address that. The weld's also only 90% planished, so in the future we're going to cover that fully. But for now, this is how it lives. And we lost audio. Happy days. Claps hands. This is what I think I said. So we jumped on the sills today, got them bent, welded, planished for the most part. Yes, they are way too big, but that's not a problem. We're going to trim them down, run a joggle, metal finish them sometime in the near future. Everything's oversized. Next time, hopefully you'll see some A-posts, B-posts, possibly, who knows. I think that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you're enjoying this content and you like aluminium bodies or craftsmanship, just leave us a like, comment, subscribe. Sweet. Thank you.